Hello, hello everyone, and we are here with NMAT 2025 detailed exam analysis. Hello, Abhilasha ma'am. This is today's.
Hi, Shashank.
Hello, ma'am. So it was your slot today, and I didn't write
Yes.
today. Okay,
Oh, yes.
so
I wrote it, and it was a very interesting exam.
yeah.
Generally, I found NMAT to be pretty tough, and that way is a speed exam. But today I found it very strangely very interesting because the questions were fairly easy and very easy to do. So rather than finding it very difficult or moderately difficult, today was a paper which was a very easy paper. So good start to. I mean, for me, it was a very good start. For the others, of course, this is almost the last leg of NMAT. So I don't
Hmm.
know. But anyway, so it was a good paper. I'm sure you've also seen the questions and you would have found them to be interesting. NMAT का last year से उन्होंने कोई खास change किया नहीं, or at least what I felt, it was not much difference. The sections remained the same: logical, language, and quant, and number of questions and everything. So almost similar. Um,
So,
Interestingly, this time, sorry, yes, you were saying something,
so
Shashank.
basically, I was saying that the biggest change I have seen in my environment that in logical reasoning they have reduced AR and they have increased critical reasoning.
Yes. That is a big chunk of portion that has gone to uh, uh, to critical reasoning. Last time I remember, वो input output के इतने सारे questions थे. This time it was much lesser, and not hardly one arrangement had come. Other than that, very few questions. They were critical reasoning was heavy. There was a lot of analogies. There was lots of statement assumptions, statement inference, main idea, summary, a lot of types of passage based questions. So LR took a lot of time to read in that sense.
Hmm.
What I did was, I start with language skills. This time I started with logical reasoning, then I went to language skills, and finally I went to quantitative. So I think I did my least number of questions in logical because I was trying to read and remember and all of that. So मेरे सबसे कम questions logical में हुए. So I think I've got a 58 or something in logical. And language, of course, I've got 106. And quant, I've got 78 or something, which I was quite proud of because quant, I never expected these many marks. But quant, I think, was just too easy. And therefore, I was able to do well. So that was the interesting thing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it was a good paper actually.
it was. The questions were fairly easy, very doable. So therefore, yes, that was a good thing.
So basically,
So
this is data arrangement. We had four questions, puzzles. There was boy and girl puzzle. There was some puzzle. We had one question on that. Three questions on Venn diagram, and there were four questions of input output. The four questions means we can say one set, right?
yeah, this was one set. I'll tell you, the set was very easy to solve. I uh,
Uh,
uh, I was able to solve two questions in the input output. It was a very direct, take interpret, that sort of set. So it was very easy to solve.
uh, so then we have critical statement assumption two questions, critical reasoning eight questions. That is surprising.
Yes, that
Statement
was a big one.
Yeah, so basically there are a lot of things, and these are memory based questions. So now the question, have you got it right, man? This is the
Have I got it? Huh.
this is the input and output arrangement.
So this table was given to us, and then in the first set they had given us these figures and said ki in step 4 what will be fifth from the left, and then in step 5 which two will be together. So that was the second question. In the third question, where will M lie in step 3, and in the fourth set, where will it all be completely rearranged? So that was how the questions had come. Of course, I do not remember the options, so therefore it was difficult. For the second one, I remember C and D had to be together, but the others I did not remember. So yes.
Okay. Now this is AR1. So basically, this is a question of Venn diagram, but there is no question associated with it. So I don't know what to do with it.
No,
So
I know. Again, I did not remember. It's asked which of the statements are true, and then it had given five statements. But for me to comprehend the five statements was also pretty difficult. So I was unable to do that.
yeah, okay. This one. This is
Yeah.
syllogism. All B are I, some A are I, all W are A, no W is I.
Yeah, so
So
there were four statements, and you have to identify what is the correct answer to this one. So this one was a very doable question, right? I think the first and the second were valid answers. So
okay. Now, in quantitative, we have four questions on numbers, one question on percentage, one on quadratic, one in SICI, profit loss discount. We have a lot of loss discount. Three questions. Now, remember this thing that they have eliminated geometry from this. I think last year. So last year we didn't see any
absolutely.
question on geometry. This year again they have not given any question from geometry, as well as in algebra they are going to ask very easy questions from algebra that we have seen. And permutation, combination, and probability, this is something that we say that is not important for CAT. Generally you see either zero or one question from this topic, but in that and MAT and SNAP you are going to see at least one question. So in permutation combination,
Yeah.
we tend to have 3 to 5 questions. I think I got 5 questions from permutation combination and probability. Ma'am got three, and on
Yes.
an average we get 2 DI sets with 4 questions each. And
Yes. This
this
time also there were two DI sets.
so and remember, NMAT is always data sufficiency heavy. So you can expect somewhere around 4 to 8 questions in data sufficiency. Ma'am got five, I got I think six or something. And log based questions, quadratic is not a very regular scenario. You might get 1 or 2 questions. Polynomial has never been asked in NMAT. So basically, you can say that, okay, fine, you are not going to get any polynomial in this. Mod is also not asked a lot. It's a rare scenario. So basically, the whatever is extremely important in CAT. So basically, the overlap in CAT and NMAT, I would say that is arithmetic. So
Yes.
if you are preparing arithmetic well, then this exam is going to have a lot of questions of arithmetic. Okay,
Yes. Very basic arithmetic was there and very easy questions also.
right.
So for example, this one, find the unit digit of 23 to the power of 4, 5, 6, 7,
Six,
5. And the
the
options,
answer
I don't remember the options, huh?
answer is eight. You don't need.
Okay.
Now, selling price of one article is 785. The profit is 15%. So 15% means divided it by 1.15, you are going to get cost price. Selling price of second article is 1080, and I don't have the remaining questions, so I don't
The
know what
average,
to
no,
do.
no, no. It was that the cost, somebody has bought something in CP dollars, they have bought two items, and the selling price of one is $765, which is at a loss of 17%, 15%, and the selling price of the other is 1080. And now you have to identify what was the percentage profit that they made. So that
Okay,
was the
okay.
question.
So our
Yeah.
job is to calculate cost price for both of them.
Yeah.
Now, this question, this is a question that 10 there are 10 items in a box. 4 are added every week, and
Yes.
after how many weeks, total number of items becomes 90. So you are supposed to add 80 boxes, right? So 80 boxes means every week you are adding to 4 boxes. So basically, you need to have 20 weeks. Now, about questions, Aryan and other people, we are going to take the questions. You got 212. Uh, Now, again, I think in the last analysis session, we have said one thing that If they are going to take competency test, then 212 I would say is a safe score. If they are not going to take competency test, then and Narsi Munji Mumbai is it won't cut out, because before last year is the first time they have taken competency test, and the cutoff has gone down from 232 233 to 210. So if competency test is there, then you are standing at a very safe position. Now Aryan is asking 207, should he apply for SDA Bocconi? Yes, SDA Bocconi, you can
Why not?
apply.
Absolutely. I think it makes sense. Even Akash has asked 232, but in 67 QA. NMIMS Mumbai possible. Again,
So
Akash, I think what Shashank has said is very valid. Right, Shashank?
yeah. So basically, what I am saying that there are very high chances that you will get in. Just pray that cutoff of QA should be less than 67. If a cutoff is 65, 66, you will get in. The chances are very high at your score. Arjit, the same thing is there. If competency test is there, then you are safe. If competency test is not there, then the chances are very low.
Correct.
Again, I would say I don't know, because they have given no information about the competency test. So I'm not very sure what to say at this point of time. Whatever I'm going to say is going to be speculation. So until unless we know about that competency test, then we can make a statement about it. Otherwise, we can't. Now, this is a three-digit number. So basically, find the value of integer. Product of digits is 5 is to 12. I don't know what is it.
No. The question was a two-digit integer number is given where the sum of the digits and the product of the digits, the ratio is 5 is to 12. And the tens digit is
Okay.
1.5 times of the unit digit. Find the value of the integer. So
Okay.
two-digit
So
number
that was
where the sum of the digits and
hmm,
product of the digit is in the ratio 5 is to 12. And the
okay.
tens digit is 1.5 time of the unit digit. Now you have to find the number.
So basically, it
So
is
that
given
was,
to us like this:
yes, exactly.
12a plus 12b is equal to 5ab.
Yeah.
Now we can just make it and try and get the answer.
Yeah. So very doable question.
Now, find the value of integer. Just use the options. Just figure out that in which options ratio of sum of digits to product of digits is 5 is to 12. And there you go. You got the answer. Okay. Now the next one. This is a quadratic equation. Now I think I am
Yes.
missing something in it. Uh,
Quadratic equation x square minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. Now it gave us four equations and asked which of the equation will have the roots p upon q and q upon p. And these
okay.
equations were 2x square minus 5x plus 1 is equal to 0, and all of the equations are given. So p
Okay.
upon
So
q and q upon p ratios roots किसके होंगे वो निकालना था.
So sum of root should be 5 by 2, product of root should be 1. Now that's what you need to figure out. So that is going to be in option 2. So that is pretty straightforward question. Now this one, that there is a group of 9 members, 8 EG, 10 CG, 5 EG and 4 CG. Okay, so that is going to be 8C5 into 10C4. That's it. That's a very easy question. Uh,
Yeah.
Direct arrangement thing.
Yeah, this was
Now,
also very easy. There is a waiting area where there are four seats arranged in two rows, and four boys and four girls are there. How do you make sure that at least one girl is sitting in all the rows? That's it. And then how
oh,
many ways can you seat them? And the numbers were very large here. So 10,000 and something like that. That kind of numbers had come. Yes. See.
okay, so this was a lengthy question. Now, this is again a very easy and a straightforward question.
Yeah, this was, I think,
It,
the easiest question.
yeah. So basically, multiplied by 2, so you are going to get 4 is to 2. Now, Q is 2 at both the places, so you get P is to Q is to R, that is equal to 4 is to 2 is to 9. Now
9.
R
Yeah.
is 3, so I can write it as 9 is to 3. So that becomes R is to S is equal to 9 is to 3. So directly get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the ratio was 4:9:3, I think, if I'm not mistaken, something like
Yes,
that.
yes.
So
This.
again, see, this is one of the questions that I got very easily. So I was very happy.
Okay. So this is the DI set.
Yeah, in this there was a table that was given with these figures, huh? So it was 60,
Hmm.
58, 60, 69. These were the data for something that there was an increase or decrease. So a table had been given. Of course, I could not draw the table, so therefore, and then they asked in year two. So this 1 2 3 is the year, and you had to
Okay.
identify in which year was the highest decrease relative to the previous year. Then between year 1 to 10, what was the total percentage increase? And on in year 7, 40% of the money came from cotton. So what would its value be? So that is what the question had asked.
Okay. Okay. So
So
four questions, all four questions like this. Okay.
yeah. And all four questions are very doable because you could see that there were only 3 years where the decrease had happened. So you could just calculate the percentage increase or decrease from year 1 to 10, also something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Committee of 50, 50 M, 20 advocates.
So
Now,
there were
what the
35 males and 20 advocates in a group of 50 people which formed a committee. You have to identify how many male advocates would be there.
so basically, it is a question of set theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I can directly say that it is going to be 35, it is going to be 20. So basically, it is going to be 35, and total summation is 50. So this is going to be 15. So this comes out to be 5. So 5 male advocates are going to be there.
Yeah. So
This one,
So there were two digit numbers. One was MN and the other was NM. So 4
hmm,
times of MN is equal to 7 times of NM. Okay, 4
okay,
MN is equal to 7 NM. And
okay,
NM number is such that the unit digit ka square, so NM is equal to M square. Okay, that was the
okay,
number. And you have to find what was
okay.
M plus N. So that was that. And the numbers were 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 14.
So basically, there are going to be only two cases. So
Exactly.
check on this case.
Yeah.
Okay. This one, B finishes a job in 12 days. A and B together finishes job in 8 days. Now it is not going to take a lot of time. B
Yeah.
works
So
for
B
3 days and then leaves. Yeah.
for 3 days, and then he leaves, and then A needs to complete this work. So how many days will he take?
We have done so many questions like this. So it is, I'm not going to solve this question. Now log base 3y, it should be log base 333 or log base 33. Should be something like this. And something that we can write. Okay. So I can write it as log 3y is equal to log base 3, 3x square. So basically y comes out to be 3x square. So basically I am missing something out. So in this question, so the option is not matching. Otherwise, it should be, I think, 4. Then I'm going to get 3x power 4. Then it would make sense. Again, SI for 10 years, rate is 10%, interest is 240, less than principal, find the value of P. We can easily solve this question.
Yeah. This was
So
very easy to solve.
now this one, this is your section.
Yes, let's come to my section, which of course was something that I was very happy with. Now, if we are to look at this one, let me quickly take you to that page where I am. So I can also see I'm also quite blinded by this thing. So, of course, if you look at this, so there were reading comprehensions, 3 reading comprehensions, each had 4 questions. So that means 12 questions in all. Okay. Now, interestingly, the 3 passages here were very, very simple, easy to read. The first passage, which was about Victor Hugo and his book, one of his books, and why he's written that book, that was about 250 words. The second passage, which was on physical geography, that was about 300-350 words. And the third passage, which was about global finance, was 210 or something words. Now, each of these passages had one question on tone and one question on purpose of the passage. So that was a standard, that every set had one purpose, one tone question. Then the other questions were in the Victor Hugo passage. They had asked, according to the passage, who is somebody was described and why is he described a certain way. So they had asked that. And then they had asked one question of which of the following would the author agree with. In the geography passage, again, they had given a quotation and asked what was the purpose of giving the quotation. And then they asked, something like that. Then in the third passage, the global finance one, the question was again, what is the central idea? What can you infer? And again, purpose and tone. So those were the three reading comprehension passages that we had. Shashank, did we put out the questions? No, I don't think so. Okay. Then parajumbles, interestingly, there were 5 parajumbles. And NMAT has done this every time, that they have given 4 statement parajumbles also and 5 statement parajumbles. So my last 2 questions were 5 statement parajumbles, and I had 3 4 statement parajumbles also. Now the good thing here is that because the options are there, it is easy to eliminate. In fact, one of the questions I was able to directly look at the options and eliminate from there. So that was the ease of use here. Also, the passages in the terms of the sentences were not very dense, so it was very easy to read and solve. So isliye parajumbles were, even the 5 statement parajumbles were very easily doable. Now, if you look at the analogy, there were 5 analogies, and again, the analogies were very easy to solve. It was not difficult. One of the analogy was harnesses to safety. So harness is used for safety. Then similarly, a ladle is used for pouring, something like that was there. Then there was another analogy, scamper is to scurry, so gauge is to guess would have been the answer. Another was an antonymous analogy, which said prior is to subsequent, so the answer was insipid is to palatable, and such like questions. Then fillers, yes, they were very interesting fillers. They were many fillers which were based on prepositions. So you have the very standard preposition based filler where 3 sentences are given and 6 prepositions are given, and then the pairs of those prepositions are given, and you have to say which 3 will fill these 3 blanks. So that kind of preposition based fillers, there were a number of them. There were 4 of them. Then you had some basic fillers, the grammatical fillers also. So where you had to fill one word which had to be correct accordingly. And then there were some phrase fillers also. So there were 2 sentences where entire phrases had to be filled. But interestingly, these phrases had to be filled based on grammar. So there was one which matched up to subject verb agreement, and there was another one which matched up to parallelism. So even though these phrasal fillers were given, the phrasal fillers were not based on vocabulary or guesswork. It was actually grammatical based fillers. So if your grammar is good, these fillers you would have gotten very, very easily. Then, of course, the spot the error questions, there were a number of questions of spotting the error. Again, the spotting the error questions were based on subject verb agreement. There was one which was based on idiomatic use. There were one that was based on parallelism. There was one question which did not have an error also. So there was one no error question also. So the error identification questions again were not very difficult. If you are comfortable in grammar, especially in subject verb agreement, verbs and tenses, and modifiers and parallelism, you would have got these very, very easily. If somebody is going to write NMAT now, also make sure that you're doing your grammar revision very well. Do the basic concepts of subject verb agreement and tenses and modifiers and parallelism very well. A lot of questions were based on that. Even questions in the fill in the blanks and all of that. Prepositions you should do very well. Interestingly, there were 2 questions which had simple one word prepositions, and there was a third question which had the 3 3-word prepositions, for example, against something something, and there were the 3-word prepositions also. So if you are good with those, you'll be able to strike that question very, very well. So that was your language skill sections. The questions were not difficult. I would say it was somewhere around moderate. We would not rate it as a very difficult test per se. So that was my take on the language skills section.
Okay.
Okay, Shashank.
So let's see. Let's move forward. Now, what are the expected cutoffs that everyone was talking about? Uh, the expected cutoff we can see. So basically, it is language skills. It's 62. Quantitative. It is 62. Logical is 62. Now, when we are talking about these cutoffs, remember this. When we are talking about these cutoffs, it means we are talking about 2024 pattern, and in 2024 pattern, the thing is, they have competency test. So competency test is going to give us lower cutoff. In 2023, the cutoffs were, I don't remember the exact number, but they were somewhere between 230 to 232. So that was the cutoff in 2023. Now, if you are standing at 215 plus, and 65 plus in each section, and if you have if we get competency test, then this is definitely going to be a safe score for Narsi Muji Mumbai. Now, on the other hand, if they are not going to take competency test, then I would say somewhere around 72 plus in each section, and 235 plus is going to be a very safe score in this. If there is no competency test. So now when people are saying that they are getting 220, 225, then the thing is, if there is no competency test at 220, 225, and your sectional is more than 65, then more or less you are very safe if competency test is there. If competency test is not there, then there might be some issues. So if you are standing at 72 plus in each section, your score is 235 plus, then it doesn't make a difference that you are going to have competency test or not. You are already safe. So this is what is going to happen. Now, Abhi has asked that 243, what you should expect. So basically, I have already answered your question, Abhi. If you are having sectional above 72, or I would say 75 plus, then more or less it's a guarantee that you are going to get a call from Narsi Muji Mumbai. So don't worry about it. Now, Hriday, I would say that our mocks are pretty good. So we generally offered, initially we offered that we are going to give 10 NMAT mocks, but this year we have given 2 additional mocks that are adaptive. So we are giving 10 plus 2. So if you want, just go and check. You can write our mocks as well. Now in 183, at 183, so 183, I would say that the colleges, the pharmaceutical things might be possible, but I would say 183 is a little low. So I won't make a remark. So Devansh, I have answered your question already, that if competency test is there, then you are standing at a very safe score. If competency test is not there, then there might be some trouble. So Rachit, the same thing I'm going to tell you that I have told to Devansh. So basically, the same thing you are also going to have 230. I would say it's a rather safe score for both with and without competency test, but there might be some issues with the call from for Nasimo. Hriday, I would say why not write both? Updated pattern means we have initially when we made mocks on the pattern of the last year. But what happened this year when someone has written from our team mock on 5th, then we realized in logical reasoning they have changed the number of questions in critical reasoning. We got verbal section more in logical reasoning, and analytical reasoning part was lesser. So basically we updated the pattern, but adaptive is also in the similar pattern. So I am saying just write both, don't worry about it. Devansh, now I would say that I can't give you chances because it's again I'm going to tell you that's speculation. So it colleges call whether they are going to make competency test or they are not going to make competency test. Shivans, you can find it on our portal. There are sectional tests for critical reasoning, so you can just go ahead and write the sectional test for critical reasoning. That would be more than enough. Sanit, they're 235 plus all above 72, then more or less you should be happy that you are going to get a call. Uh, TG5OD, and I don't know. I have already answered the question that 225 again. It goes with competency and without competency. It with competency you are safe. Without competency you are not. So chances are there, pray to God that you competency test is there, then you are standing at a safe score. Otherwise, if so whatever I'm saying, I'm talking about Narsee Munji Mumbai only, the main MBA program. I'm not talking about other programs. For other programs, the cutoffs are definitely going to be a little lower. For pharmaceuticals, it is going to be you can reduce by 10 to 15 points. So for pharmaceuticals, I would say 220, 225 is going to be a very safe score, even without competency test. And with competency, it is going to be 190, 195. So that is there. So basically, you can see the cutoffs of 23, 20, 22. That is already written here. That 234, 234, 225. This is for 2023. Now, if you see the change happened for how many marks? 25 marks. 25 marks is a huge marks. And this change happened only because they have put competency test over there. Now, 190 is anyhow going to be a safe score for pharmaceuticals. So I hope I answered your question. Ma'am, is my PPT visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, is my PPT visible to everyone or not? So if you have completed your graduation, then not visible. Okay, just give me a moment.
Oh,
Now,
Shashank,
is
your
it
PPT is not visible now.
so? Is it visible now?
No,
Still not visible.
no.
Okay, just give me a moment. Okay.
Yeah, now it is. Now.
Okay.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah. So we have already seen the scores, the cutoffs for 23, 22, and 24. So 234 was the cutoff for 2023, 232 was the cutoff for 2022, and for 2024 it was 209, and there is a drop of 25 only because of competency test.
Yeah.
So again, just pray to God that you are going to have competency test this year. So apart from this, I
It
don't
will
think
just
I have.
be very, I don't know. I think it is a very double-edged sword because the competency test is also not something that is easy. So either way, there you write a test or here you do well, whatever.
Huh. So
So Bhavika with 223, if there is a competency test, yes. If there isn't, then it might be dicey. Yes. Diksha 244, I think, Shashank, I think she should be able to make it, right?
I'm
72,
only worried.
86, and
Yeah, I'm worried about that 72 thing in verbal.
Yes.
Apart from that, in rest two sections, the score is very good, very very good. Hridaya
Then
is
do your
asking
best
me.
section first. Do your best section first. Try and just maximize your score there and then go on to the next two sections. No, of course, you have to do all the questions, so keep that in mind. If you miss out on any question in a section, there is some sort of penalty, so do all the questions. That's important.
And 72 in QA, then it means you are safe. Don't worry about it. The cutoff is anyhow going to be lower for QA. So it is not going to be 72, it is going to be lower. Now, the last minute tip. The only thing I'm going to tell that do not leave any question unattempted in last 1 or 2 minutes. Just do one thing, mark any answer randomly. Don't leave any question unattempted, because whichever question you are going to leave, they are going to consider that question is wrong. So even if you are marking and you are getting a couple of questions right, then it's good. If you are going to mark all the questions wrong, they are still going to consider those questions as wrong. So basically, there is no point in leaving the questions unanswered. Okay, Rachit, I think I have already answered the question. 210, what the colleges you can get. Again, I would say it you might be getting to, I would say that Hyderabad, Indore, these colleges you can definitely get in even without competency test. Pharmaceutical as well, you can get into in Narsi Munji, Mumbai, you can get into pharmaceuticals. So this is what you can get. And Sanidhya, I would say you are standing at a very safe score. That is going to be what, 153? No, actually overall might be some problem.
So TG
No,
God has
actually,
asked, I've done my graduation from NM Mumbai. Will he get a preference? I don't think so. Yeah.
just go and talk to your professors, see whether they can help you out or not. So you can, if you are going to get a call, then more likely you can get some help from professors and you can easily convert it. So this is what I can suggest. And Sanidhya, you have got a very decent score. Uh, More or less you will get it. I'm very hopeful. Okay. Ma'am, you want to
So
add
next,
anything else?
no, I think we've covered everything. So let's wrap up the session also.
Mhm. So PDP personalized is live. If you have done reasonably well in CAT, or you are getting 50 plus in CAT, then I would say you should definitely go for PDP personalized. You are going to get a reasonably good percentile. Online classes, if you have not done well in CAT, then I would say ZAT is a second best option after CAT. Then why not focus on ZAT now? Uh, and That's it. And
That's it.
we have taken all the queries now. So with
I
this,
think so.
thank
We've covered
you.
all the queries. So,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you. Bye bye,
Yeah.
everyone.